So for this exercise, we're just going to start off by loosening the neck and shoulders. We're going to go ahead and just go from side to side and do half circles here, the front, and then half circles in the back. We're going to bring our arms out, go up, come down, really like do some circles with the shoulder here. You're going to draw the circles with your elbow because you're not trying to go too high. You don't need to go all the way up here, but you want to make sure that your shoulders feel good while you're doing these exercises. If for some reason you feel tightness, pulling, anything like that, make a mental note, and that's where you can do some more of like the focused work on. So you're just going to go ahead and make little circles, come back down, make sure that the neck and everything feels loose so that when you go into the exercises, you're not doing the stretches while you're doing the exercise at the same time. First things first is you're going to go ahead and just bring either arm, either hand underneath of your chair, and you're just going to lean slightly over and then bring that ear to the shoulder. Now here you might be feeling a stretch in this area, even the forearm, that's totally common, but to really get the stretch in this area, we're going to go ahead and just point our chin to the ceiling. Sometimes people get a little bit of a crack out of it, but it's important to make sure that you're still straight. Your knees should be straight, your upper body should be pretty straight as you lean over. And then when you're done with the exercise and the stretch, you're going to bring the chin back down and then lift the head back up as you turn back over. You can do that on both sides. I got a crack in both times too. So then afterwards, everything should be feeling pretty warm. You should feel like you're getting more blood flow to the area. And then what we're going to do from here is put our palms right next to our shoulders. We're going to make fists like this. You're not going to squeeze the fist. You're just going to make light fists. This is to wake up the muscles in the upper back. What you're going to do is literally just squeeze the shoulder blades together. We're not bringing the arms forward. We're not trying to bring the arms all the way back either. We're going to sit, make sure that your chest is up, chin is up, you're straight, and you're just going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and release. Now we're going to hold for 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, 5, and release, and do that 10 times. That should wake up those muscles in the upper back. And then to further that, we're just going to bring our arms up overhead, and then we're just going to hold for the same amount of time, 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it right back down. And what that's going to do is really like wake up those muscles that have been doing this all day. So for the next exercise, we're just going to go ahead and engage the core. A lot of times when we're seated and we're going forward all the time, we tend to pinch our low back, create an anterior pelvic tilt, and then everything kind of gets out of whack and your low back feels very tight because it's trying its best to keep us upright. So to help it, we're going to go ahead and do some core exercises. For this, you're going to go to the edge of your chair and you're just going to bring your arms up, similar to that W exercise that we did earlier. And you're going to bring one leg up and just hold for a few seconds, maybe 3. If you want to challenge yourself, do 5, and then bring it back down slowly, and then do the other side. Up, hold for 5, bring it back down slowly. Now you're going to do those for 20, not just 10. It's going to really help engage some of that area. And then you can even go faster if you want to get more of a cardio aspect while you're at work. Now it might look a little silly, but you can do this if you're in the office without drawing too much attention to yourself. If you're at home, go ahead and even add a twist to it if you want. Now this is just going to make sure that we engage all of the core, because the core includes the glutes, the low back, as well as the stomach and the hip flexors. So for the next part of the exercises, we're going to really focus in on the arms. Now this is one that I really like to do, and that's similar to the nerve flossing one that we did earlier. But what you're going to do is you're just going to bring your arms straight out in front of you, and with the other hand, you're going to pull your fingers down, hold for maybe 2 seconds, bring it up, turn the arm so that your fingers are pointing down, and then pull the hand this way, or the fingers this way. You're going to start to feel the stretches in here, and when you do it this way, you're going to go ahead and feel it in here. This is especially good for people that think they might have some sort of carpal tunnel thing going on, or the wrist just tends to lock up a bunch, or they kind of get spasms or feel things in this area, this will get most of it done. If this doesn't, however, or you don't feel as much of a stretch in this area as you would like, you can make a fist, put your hand out, and then bring the wrist closer. It's a little bit more intense than the other one, but don't do it this way because you won't get as much of a stretch. That's when the fingers really come into play. The nerve flossing exercise is probably one of my favorites. So, as we might have gone over earlier, is nerves don't stretch. They don't really have elasticity. Muscles, fascia, they tend to have some elasticity to them. That's why we have flexibility training. But when it comes to the nerves, they don't do that very well. So this exercise is very important that you do it step by step because, again, the nerves don't really stretch. So what you're going to do is you're just going to bring your arm up to your shoulder like this. Make sure that it's, kind of loose, whatever. You're going to bring your arm out like this. And then you're just going to try to go all the way out and try to put your fingers and point to the floor. And then you're going to bring the arm back. You're going to bring the elbow back. You're going to go back down. You can do this as many times as you need to. Just make sure that you go in order. You can do this while you're in bed as well. Some people like to use the wall as a guide to help bring those fingers down if that's something that you're unable to do. Also, just know that it's a marathon, not a race. If you need a little bit more time to get this to work for you, take that time. It'll prevent injury in the future, but if you force it, it could actually cause an injury. So please be careful when doing this exercise.